What's up, everybody? RevSauce9 here. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to the channel. You guys know I'm a Sasha Banks fan, right? I like Mercedes Mone, and I also like Mercedes Ronaldo. I respect the hell out of her. She deserves what she's trying to get, okay? I think she's better than Charlotte Flair. She was leading the women's division for a while there in NXT into WWE. Has been very underlooked. And honestly, look, if Charlotte can get all that money, so can Mercedes. And I think Mercedes is not asking for much. She just wants to be respected, and she wants to be put up there on a pedestal. I don't understand that. So here's the latest on Mone, so you guys know. It looks like she put ink on paper with AEW. It looks like WWE is trying to throw swerves out there, but really she's going to be in AEW. Most of the wrestling dirt sheets out there are all saying the same thing. It looks like she is signed, sealed, and delivered to AEW. People are having a stroke or losing their minds. All these geeks, I'm like, oh my God, she didn't show up. We got Diana Perazzo. Look, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, do they really have to give you all the pie? And if you're going to debut Mone, Mercedes, why would you do that in New Jersey of all places? No offense to New Jersey. You would want to do that somewhere where it's big and it has a lot of people, like Revolution that's coming up their pay-per-view. Maybe somewhat in the middle of the month in LA, maybe somewhere where it's big. Maybe, at Florida Darby's place. Guys, Tony Khan knows what he's doing. He has everything going right now, outside of the allegations that have been debunked now with Chris Jericho. And, look, at the end of the day, Mone will be in AEW. The money they're touting, all these YouTubers and everybody that's been talking has said it's buku money. It's going to be one of the largest contracts ever given to a women's wrestler in history, next to Charlotte Flair. So at the end of the day, AEW can afford it. AEW is locking and loading their women's division. They started with Mariah May. The next one to fall was Diana Perazzo. She wanted to be in AEW. Camille's going to go to WWE, what it looks like. Trinity may be coming in. We may get swerved and Trinity shows up in AEW and they reform their tag team. I don't know these answers. Supposedly Beth Copeland's coming in, Adam Copeland's wife, the Rated R Stoop, coming in with Mone. So we don't know. Like us, we don't know. The dirt sheets kind of know. They're kind of like 100% on this. They were the same when the whole swerve happened with CM Punk. Sean Ross Sapp has not leaded anybody in the wrong way. I get called a Sean Ross Sapp mark, but he has not been wrong. Last year he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong now. It just looks like the Wrestling Observer, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer have been wrong a lot last year. And it looks like Sean Ross Sapp, and he's also clearing the air here on Twitter, basically saying from his sources, unless anything changes, she is literally AEW bound. And WWE doesn't really need Sasha Banks. Literally, they don't. With Julia possibly coming in somewhat soon, they do not need Mone. Mone could do better in AEW, rise their women's division, make titles prestigious. This is what they need. They're starting to focus on the women's division with Willow Nightingale. You got Thunder Rosa coming back. Jamie Hayter is now on the comeback for what I saw in reports. Abaddon, they're finally making her human-like, not a Abyss type character like TNA back in the day. And guys, at the end of the day, Mone wants money. Can you blame her? No. And a lot of my friends are going to tell me, oh, she's just you just don't go walk into W. Yeah, you do. Look at Shohei Ohtani. Look at half of these ball players that come in and want the money. Sasha Banks, a.k.a. now known as, or formerly known as Sasha Banks, now Mone, deserves everything she's going to get. I think Tony Khan can give her the bag that she wants. I think this replaces the CM Punk hype. I think this will drive up a little bit of ratings. I could be wrong. I don't think they're going to get any better than 900,000. But I think that Mone will help AEW with the next TV rights deal. Supposedly, this is rumored and speculated. It's a 5-year deal, 20-something million dollars that she was offered. I think it's like $6 million a year or something like that. It's one of the highest paid contracts for a women's wrestler next to Charlotte Flair. But Mone is coming in with somebody. And guys, before you turn around and tell me she should have debuted, why does Tony Khan need to bust his load right off the rip? And why do you need to put Mone in New Jersey of all places? Diana Peraza, I understand, because that's her hometown. She wanted it. She signed right off the rip. Here we are, the virtuoso in AEW. Mone, she needs larger than life, lighter than lights. So for me, I think Mone honestly will be at Revolution next to Will Ospreay. You're going to have a stacked roster. AEW is going to have a stacked roster. And before some of you, oh, it's just ex-WWE. Look, TNA did that for a while, and they were hot for a while there. NWA TNA was pretty hot at one point with ex-WWE guys. Ron Killings, look what they did with the Truth. R-Truth. They made him into something, and then he went back to WWE after the fact. Again, as I said, AEW needs these signings right now. They need to start filling up the stands. This will do it. Guarantee it. And for people to say I'm just an AEW mark and that's all I am, no. I think what WWE is doing is brilliant too. If they sign Camille, they bring in Julia, they're going to have a loaded roster. They're bloated, honestly. If you want to talk about two companies being bloated, AEW and WWE are bloated with roster. Come on. And I honestly think it's going to be great for business. I really think Mone is going to do wonderful things. I could see her as a TBS champion. I could see her as a women's champion. I could see her right at Revolution getting a title and winning that said title right off the rip. I could see Britt Baker and her going at each other. Saraya and her going at each other. Mariah May and her going at each other. Sasha Banks will hold that women's belt when she comes in, no matter what, for months and days. She will be your Roman Reigns, MJF-esque as she comes in the door. And she deserves that. Come on now. And maybe she brings in Trinity. We don't know. From reports is that she is legitimately going to be signing an AEW contract. Sportskeeda has said this. Comic Book has said this. Sean Ross Sapp has said this. Many other places have said this. The Wrestling Observer has said this. Look, I get my sources from many different places. I read a lot of news. Everybody's reporting this stuff. I'm not a mark for these people. I just go where the news and where it leads me and what it takes me. And from all reports, sorry to WWE fans, but they blew their load on Charlotte Flair. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are in 2024. I'm a fan of Mercedes Ronaldo. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Mercedes Mone. I'm a fan. I was a fan of Sasha Banks. If, for instance, let's just say Becky Lynch's contract's coming up sometime in 2024 with Seth Rollins. What happens if Becky Lynch gets offered the bag from AEW? Let's say if that happens. What conversation are we having if she signs with AEW and they offer her a big deal? I'm not going to moan and groan. Good on Becky Lynch. Good on Seth Rollins. If Seth Rollins wants to go to AEW and try himself out in AEW and make tons of money, that's his business. They're going to stick with WWE, but that's like Drew Galloway or Drew McIntyre signing with AEW if he does, or Sheamus. I'm not going to be mad. Look at Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, now Nick Nemeth, has a resurgency in his career, what it looks like. This is what WWE should have been doing with him. And everybody's going to give me shit about Mone and telling me, oh, you're just, an AEW shill. No, I'm not. She deserves the money she's going to get. It's like, I wasn't mad. I'm an Angels fan. I wasn't mad when fucking Shohei Ohtani went over to the Dodgers. He deserves buku money. He did everything for the Angels, and they did nothing with him. Absolutely dirt shit with him. So for you guys to sit here and tell me, just because they pop up a WWE roster page, WWE is the masters of manipulation. They've always have been. Look at Triple H getting all eyes on him tonight for this announcement, but this announcement looks like to be shit. So again, before some of you sit here, wait and see. A lot of you are not waiting and seeing. But here's the latest on Sasha Banks. It looks like she signed ink on paper. It looks like Sasha Banks could be moving to AEW with someone else. The reports are there. I'll have all links for you guys down below in the description. I'm not going to lead you wrong. Not going to lead you wrong. I'm not going to strafe you wrong. I'm going by what the reports are saying. If she goes back to WWE, damn, she looks like a hypocrite. But if she goes to AEW, it's about the money. It's about the money. She deserves it. She's in her prime, for shit's sakes. What are we doing? As in people, what are we doing? You know, AEW has to have a women's roster at some point and develop. Too many people are pissed off at it. I have friends that will literally sit here and tell me women's wrestling is not interesting to me because it's garbage or it's bullshit and Tony Khan doesn't know how to book. Tony Khan's got a staff of people that's helping him write. He just makes the final decision. I think, honestly, you give her the bag and you let her have creative control at some point. You do not let Mone walk out of your company either. You sign her, re-sign her. You do everything to keep her there. You make her your face of the women's division. And yes, it's going to be at the expense of originals like Britt Baker. But what has Britt Baker done for AEW lately? Jack shit. What has Saraya have done? Jack shit. Two people that you should lean on heavily for their first women's revolution is Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Mone, and Diana Peraza. Those are the fucking two you put a TBS belt on and a women's championship. Or vice versa. Or you go and you have Diana Peraza win the first ever Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship and make that shit prestigious, which most people don't watch. Fucking Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is good shit. I think it's better than Rampage, but nobody fucking watches that shit either. But has an opinion about these shows. Too many title belts, but WWE has 2 less belts than AEW. So what the fuck are we talking about? Oh. And by the way, you know who ultimately gets shafted if Mone signs? Is TNA. Ultimately. Wouldn't it be something if TNA signs her and Mone gets a huge offer? Wouldn't that be the swerve? But this is purely my opinion. When it comes to talking about Mone, all reports lead to AEW. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm following the reports. And there's another rumor going around that Beth Phoenix, formerly known in WWE, Beth Copeland may be showing up in AEW. Or Trinity, there's a big rumor going around that she may not even be going to WWE. She may be swerving everybody and finishing out Hard to Kill and coming into AEW. We don't know. Like I said, but this has been solid for a while. For months, Mone, as she's been hurt, has been in serious talks with AEW. Then that fell apart because she didn't like certain things, and then WWE snuffed her. She's not going to get the money that she's looking for in WWE. I'm sorry to tell you that. She might as just go and start a revolution in AEW and show what WWE's missing. I don't think Charlotte Flair was ever worth all the money that she deserves. She has 5 moves of doom. She's injury prone. And on top of it, you just saw her botch and break her leg and she's her knee in places and chunks. And now she's gone for months. Come on now. That's why they're signing Julia and possibly Camille, bringing up Tiffany Stratton too early and bringing Jake Cargill too soon. It's like, I'm not a hater of WWE. Look, they have been number one in the women's revolution thing for a while, next to TNA in the knockouts for quite a long time. You'd be a damn fool to tell me different. But it's been a TNA and WWE show for quite a while. And maybe Stardom here and there, because Stardom will have their 5-star matches. Women's of Wrestling, people sleep on, but it's another good wrestling show. And then there's rumors of AJ Lee coming back. So WWE is going to have a stacked roster of people. They do not need Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks, now known as Mone, doesn't need them. Same with Dolph Ziggler, now known as Nick Nemeth. You don't need WWE. Chris Jericho proved that point. You know, these people have proved the point. Moxley's proved the point. I get told Moxley's garbage, but he's been leading AEW for quite a while, even though CM Punk pulled his shit. But again, like I said, it's going to be interesting. AEW's got a resurgence this year. I think AEW should put another pay-per-view in a big stadium, but that's just my personal opinion. Let's see what they can do in the United States. With now, they're going to have a loaded roster. Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter coming back. You're going to have, a whole bunch of people coming back. You're going to have Britt Baker's people coming back. You're going to have so much of the roster. Again, Abaddon's coming on her own. You got, Mariah May just starting out. Toni Storm's got a nice character now. Athena now could possibly lose her title to somebody like a Monet and then go into AEW. So the AEW is going to have a stacked fucking roster as far as women. And I don't want to hear from Tony Khan or anybody at AEW, oh, we need to do better. No, you have a stacked roster. If Monet signs, you're going to have a stacked roster. And you're going to have your 1 and 2 pillars to lead your women's division. There's no more bullshit. AEW's got to put up or shut up this year now. When they sign Monet, and now with Diana Peraza, and supposedly they're not done, now it's time to put up or shut up. And with Nick Nemeth coming through the door, you really need to put up or shut up. Now it's up to us and fans to come watch the product now. Stop bitching, stop moaning, and enjoy what's going on in wrestling, because it is getting interesting. Hammerstone is now over. The top guy in MLW looks to be signing with TNA. Good on him. Hammerstone, WWE snuffed him. AEW kind of didn't really give a shit. He was kind of part of the Von Erichs there for a minute. He's going to be TNA. I think he could do wonders in TNA. I honestly think if Nick Nemeth wants to go over to TNA as well and do some hard-to-kill shit, good on him there. But again, back to Sasha Banks, and I will continue to say this over and over and over and over again. It's a win for AEW. They need her. Right now, they need her. This is not oh, we just signed. No, they need her. WWE don't need Monet. Fans want Monet over there. But they're going to do nothing with her. She's going to be third or second best. And they're going to pencil her in on this whole damage. Garbage. Absolute trash to me. She needs to be champion somewhere. Not a fucking Joe Blow off the side. Sorry. Monet deserves better than that, in my opinion. And if she signs with AEW, I will buy a shirt. I'll be the first in line. First in fucking line, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of her work. Been a fan. I've been a fan of Sasha Banks ever since she debuted in NXT. Sorry to tell you guys that. I was more of a fan of Sasha Banks than a Charlotte Flair. I don't understand why Charlotte Flair is so put up on a pedestal. I like Charlotte Flair. I just don't understand the lust. And oh my God, she's a spectacle because her name's Flair. When she's not Charlotte, she's Ashley Flair. The fuck out of here. Honestly, again, like I said, my name is RevSauce9. I have a mouth. I have an opinion. And this is the latest on Sasha Banks. All roads lead to AEW. Sean Ross Sapp is coming out and telling marks that are all like excited that she's coming to WWE. If that's the case, great. They put her up. She'll be in the Royal Rumble. Great. I'll still buy a shirt of hers. I will still love her to pieces nonetheless. Just like I didn't care if Diana Peraza signed with WWE. I'd still buy the Virtuoso shirts. I would still rock her merch. I'm a fan. At the end of the day, I'm a fan. Just like I am Shohei Ohtani. If LeBron got traded tomorrow to somebody, I'll still be a fan of LeBron. It doesn't change my perception of what company. I don't hold an allegiance. Would I like to see her more in AEW now? Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And if the dollar signs are right, good on her. Good on her. Mone deserves it. Sorry to say that to people. Oh, she's just greedy. She's just this. No, she deserves it. Anyway, links down in the description for you guys. I will see you guys on the next one. What do you think? Sasha Banks going to WWE, not going to WWE, going to AEW, maybe TNA. I really think all roads lead to AEW. The only one that can offer her the money that she wants, the things that she wants, the things she needs is literally AEW. And she can also do New Japan too, which is a win-win situation. Again, my name is RevSauce9. What do you guys think down below in the description? I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.